Hello and welcome to this week's shooting show episode. This week we're on a farm shoot, foxing after dark. Jonathan McGee enjoys a snowy pheasant day and Mark Ripley heads out for some grey squirrels. But first we're heading to Warwickshire for some fox control with Tom Gosbell from Thomas Jacks.
Hi, I'm Tom and welcome to the shooting show. So you join me in the heart of Warwickshire. On this particular farm I run a small pheasant shoot. We've just put our birds down to ground, the duck are on the pond. There's a few foxes still lurking about, so tonight's goal is to try and get on the fox population. So I'll give you a quick run through of what kit we're using tonight. So I've got my trusty Tikka. It's the adjustable version. So cheek comb is adjustable. I prefer this because you can get the correct eye relief. It's in 223 calibre, which I think personally is perfect for foxes. On top I'm using the inner mount with quick release mounts, accompanied by the Pulsar Thermion LRF XP50 Pro thermal rifle scope. Along with that I'm using my Helion 2 XP50 Pro thermal spotter. I take this with me everywhere. Whether I'm stalking, out on the foxes like we're doing tonight, it lives with me. So let's go and see if we can get on some foxes. So we're just pulling up at the farm now. Plan is it's getting quite dark now. So foxes do tend to move sort of last light and then into the night. So plan is we'll go and have a quick nosy about, see if we can see anything moving about. Where we're heading to is near the pen, so if anything's lurking around the pen we'll have a quick scan in there with the thermal, and then as it gets darker we might put the caller out, see what we can call in, but generally we'll just have a drive around and see what's about in the fields. So we're just going to position ourselves up here for a minute. We've got a bit of a drop in front of us and a woodland on your left hand side and the right hand side. Our main pen is directly to the right of us, and over the past couple of days I've seen a fox down in the valley. So I've got a spy point camera set up on the tree and he does seem to be appearing sort of frequently most nights. So we're going to sit up here for a bit and see if he makes an appearance. So I've just grabbed the caller out of the truck. I'm just going to go and stick it out about 50 yards in front of us and we'll give it a call for another 5-10 minutes, see if we can draw anything in. And I've just been watching this wood on the left, and as I was flicking around, a fox came out on the left hand side, and there's like a narrow track. By the time I managed to go from the Pulsar spotter to the scope, it just gone into the strip of game cover we've got, and I've lost it. So we're going to give it a bit longer and see if he reappears. So we've sat up here for about half an hour now. Nothing's really appeared. Wind's not massively in our favour as it's behind our backs blowing down the valley. So what we might do is we'll give it another 5-10 minutes and then we'll move to another location looking over the duck ponds and see if anything appears there. Any good? So we've just got back in the truck. Unfortunately that fox didn't appear. So what we're going to do now is head to the other side of the farm, but as we go we're going to have a quick sort of glance over these far fields, and if we sort of pick up a fox in the thermal, we'll grab the sticks out the back, grab the rifle, and we'll try and get downwind of him and get him shot. But so far we haven't seen anything else, so we'll carry on and see how we get on. So we've driven around half the farm now, and as I've been spotting out to the window, I think we've spotted a fox, which is in the field, sort of not in front of us, but the one to the right. So what we're going to do, we'll park up in a second, get the sticks out, get the rifle out, walk up the hedge line hopefully, staying downwind of it, and hopefully we can get that fox on the deck. So let's go. Well, that's a result. We've got a fox on the floor. We managed to get out the truck quietly. We stalked into it. We were up on the sticks, pinged it, just over 120 yards away, it dropped on the spot. That's a result. So let's have a walk down and we'll go and check it out. So that's another dog fox taken care of off this farm. The Horner DV Max definitely put a stop to them in their tracks. So I'm happy with that for tonight. It's just gone midnight, so we'll get it all wrapped up, everything back in the truck, and we'll head home. Thanks for watching.
From Warwickshire to Worcestershire now, as we join Jonathan McGee for a traditional pheasant shoot at the Whitbourne Estate.
Hello. These are a brilliant shell. There we go. Let's cram that in there. So we're here today at Whitbourne Estate in Worcestershire. So this is one of the estates that I visited earlier on in the year. Some of the keepers gave me a quick tour. We came down here, these are all new paths, all new drives. We visited the hatchery, we released some pheasants up on the hills in front of us and behind us. So it'll be really nice to see just what the estate's like and how it's changed over this period. Because like I say, it's a period of 7 months from us seeing the pheasants hatching to releasing them, to checking out the pens and all that sort of stuff, and checking on the cover crops, and just really seeing what it's like and how it's changed over that period. Like I say, these are a whole cartridge, the High Pheasant Extreme, 34 gram 4. They are a big load, but luckily today I don't have my little signature 410. I've got a long thorn black action, slightly high rib, stock made to fit me perfectly. So these, if anything, are absolutely set up for the job. I think we need a drink now of something a little bit warmer, maybe some soup, just to thaw out your hands a little bit. Yeah. Second drive, another really deep wooded valley, and this is actually one that I visited in May, just as they were starting to put in the infrastructure. And now there's a bit of snow on the ground, the trees have lost their leaves, you can really see the height that some of these birds are going to come off. There's a big flush. Look at all them. Still smoking. Get this put away.
There's somewhere in between, the two opposites.
This is incredible.
What is the bush on?
It is nice, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
That's a couple of days ago, and there's two fucking squirrels on the ground.
Yeah, that's great.
Right. And how are you getting on with it? Is it? No, that's really interesting because I was thinking as a role. Quite right.
It's really nice with this series to be able to showcase places like this, like really new estates that are moving into that commercial side of things, and it's great for me to be able to sort of shoot some of these estates and showcase exactly what you get on one of these days, because I think it's really nice that people can actually see what a shoot's like as the horn just before you actually get a chance to come and actually pay and shoot the day yourself. Like I was saying, the birds are just going to be flicking out like this, and like that bird there, we'll get these really nice long crossing ones over the top of the wood. That's a good shot. They pattern incredibly. I mean, 34 falls, yeah. Completely different drive from the offset here. We've got a large bank in front of us, but open parkland behind, and this is actually the main entrance for the Whitbourne Estate house. So we're actually stood just off the driveway. That is a pigeon which is just a little bit too far away.
Excellent shooting there, and we certainly hope for more of the same in the next few months. Finally, onto the airgun show, and Mark Ripley is back, this time with grey squirrels in his sights.
I'm going to be having a little play around with this little beauty. This is the FX Impact M3 Sniper. It's in .25 caliber, and it is an FAC rated gun, so we should be having a bit of fun with this. Is the FX Impact. The FX range of rifles have been around for a little while now, and they have obtained quite a good following for being very accurate, very reliable rifles. The FAC rated rifles in particular have gained quite a reputation, probably thanks to people like Matt Dubber from Air Arms Hunting SA, who has taken some incredible shots with these rifles and really sent them to the top of their game. So what is it that makes these rifles so accurate? Well, other than the quality engineering and technology that's clearly gone into these, it is the fact that you can tinker with them and customise them to suit the particular pellet or slug that you're using. So you'll notice looking at these, there's lots of gauges and little dials and things all over the rifle which do different things. Basically what this allows you to do, very much like a centerfire rifle, is you can customise it to the ammunition you're using. Now with the case of a centerfire rifle, you'd actually customise the ammunition to suit the rifle. Here you're kind of customising the rifle to suit the ammunition. So this rifle only turned up a few days ago, so I haven't had a chance to properly tinker about with it and get it shooting as well as what it potentially could do. But I have already zeroed it at 50 metres and it's shooting about a half-inch group just with the factory settings on there, which for the purposes of today I'm quite happy with. But what I will do is for a future episode I'm going to have a good sort of look at some YouTube videos, do a bit of research and really suss out how to use this rifle to its full potential. So just having a quick look at the rifle here, you can see you've got a high capacity magazine in the back there, you've got an adjustable trigger, you've also got a quick fill adapter underneath there. It's got several Picatinny rails all over it, including one for the scope, which is handy if you're mounting night vision on there. There's a couple on either side, which again is useful for night vision because you can mount your infrared illuminator on there or a battery pack for your night vision scope or whatever. You've also got one on the bottom there which is great for fitting a bipod, or you could attach it to an Arca Swiss mount or something for a recon tripod or something of that nature. Another thing I particularly like about this rifle is you can change the cocking handle from the right hand side to the left hand side. So for people like me, us disabled shooters or left handers as other people call it, it is brilliant because it makes this rifle fully ambidextrous. So you'll notice I'm using a Element Helix scope on there. Brilliant little scopes these. The Element scopes are excellent. I use them on all my guns. And also on here I've got a Sports Match one-piece quick release mount. Again, I use Sports Match on all my guns, on my centerfire and rimfire, everything. So that's the setup we're using. So let's take it out and have a look and see if we can find a squirrel or a rabbit or something in the woods. Thermal imagery is a massive advantage for this sort of stuff. It's probably a little bit extreme for hunting squirrels, but for foxing and rabbiting and everything else, it's really useful. So, yeah, well worth investment if budgets allow. Excellent, that's one down. I think he thought I couldn't see him, but he was just laid flat against the branch of that tree. But I could. Right, so as you can see, that FX Impact has just smacked that really hard. It's gone in one side of the chest and out the other, and he didn't know much about that, so it's a good clean kill. two down. Now you need to be very careful when shooting up into trees like this, especially with an FAC air rifle and firing slugs as well. That's still quite a big projectile to be launching up into the air. That's got to come down somewhere. So you need to bear that in mind, and always make sure that you've got a backstop or you've got a good sort of fall out of ground behind. Now here we're shooting up into some quite thick trees, but beyond that we've just got open fields, so it's a perfectly safe sort of environment to be shooting like this in. But certainly in other areas it is something you do need to be very mindful of. There's certainly no shortage of squirrels in this wood. That's another one. Right, we'll walk down a bit further into the wood and see if we can find some more. So there's a couple of roe deer out here as well. There's a doe and a buck that seems to reside in this wood. I'll give them a bit of a wide berth so as not to disturb them. Blimey, look at this one. It's got some hazelnuts on him. So there we go, a nice little bag of a few squirrels, not too bad for an hour walking around the woods on the first thing in the morning. I've enjoyed using the FX M3 there. I need to spend a bit of time just to sort of really fine tune that and unlock the potential to that rifle, because that will do an awful lot more than just knock a squirrel out of a tree at 50 metres. So definitely need to have a little play around with that, sort of just tweak it up for the ammunition I'm using, and then learn the drop snap with it. So hopefully for a future video on here we can take that out and really see what it's capable of. But that's it for this week anyway, so I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe.
Some great kit and some great shooting there. Well, sadly, that's all we have time for this week. I hope you enjoyed the show, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. And if you're not a member of BASC, it's time to join. BASC, looking after your sport and looking after you. I'm Chris Castle, and this has been The Shooting Show.
If you aren't a member of BASC, it's time to join now. BASC, looking after your sport, looking after you.